Today we're going to save a whole lot of time with the NFC Oscilloscope in the Design Validation Center. Here's the problem. You've been testing a device for NFC specifications and literally every single test is marked red. You don't want to deconstruct your whole setup and run a few checks just to set up everything again, not mentioning the completely new teaching of the robot. We've got no time for that, but we need to find the errors and therefore run a few checks. And that's why I'm going to show you the 5 reasons why the NFC Oscilloscope in the Design Validation Center is awesome. Let's have a look. Number 5. Sense the magnetic field. We want to see if the reader is active and if its signal is looking okay or not. Jumping in the Design Validation Center, select Oscilloscope, monitoring A digitizer, carrier on, off, and then start. Number 4. Sense a card in the field. We want to see how the card signal looks like, and that's why we go into the Design Validation Center once more, switch from carrier to sub-carrier on and off, and hold the card into the field. Number 3. Anti-collision. We want to see how the reader behaves when we hold 2 or more cards in the field. To do so, we switch from carrier to NFC A-REDS, which stands for Request to Answer to Select, by the way, and then start again. Now we hold 2 cards in the field and wait if the signal normalizes. Number 2. Add simulation. If we find an iffy spot and want to focus on that part, we can simulate the initial communication of that NFC type with certain triggers. For example, NFC type A. We define a LMA, or load modulation amplitude, to narrow the analysis of reader behavior. For that we need to jump into the Design Validation Center again, select Enable Simulation, pick the right LMA, and done. Easy. But before we talk about number 1, how about you pay a visit to our website where you can find a whole lot more to the Design Validation Center. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and see what you can find. I don't know. Maybe a handy brochure with every important info about this useful tool. Who knows? Anyway, number 1. Add measurements of NFC form specifications. We can immediately see if our signal is compliant to the NFC form specifications. And for that we need to further analyze the simulation part. We scroll to the spot that we want to see into and set our margins. Select Measure, Load Modulation, choose our parameters, and then enjoy the results in the neat little blue box. And there you have it. That's why you want the NFC Oscilloscope. You save time. You don't need to be an absolute expert to get handy results. With the visualization you can immediately spot the problematic behavior in the signal. And as a bonus tip, you can store everything you capture for further analysis later on. So, let's get testing. See you on the next one.